Welcome to Repitch, where we revisit, review, and redo movies. My name is Richard, and this is my co-host.
Hey guys, I'm David.
And David, you chose a very interesting movie, Over the Wire. Why did you choose this movie?
Outside the Wire.
Outside. What did I say?
You said Over the Wire.
Yo, you have no idea how hard it was for me to find this movie. I kept on saying over, under, outside, and I just the title is stupid in itself, but I think, David, you chose a good movie to repitch because
Right.
the premise of this podcast is a movie that could have been good but isn't.
Right, exactly. And as soon as I finished watching this, that was my thought for this.
It's just
exact thoughts.
Just so lackluster. But let's not be negative at first. Let's talk about the good things. What did you enjoy about this movie, David?
Well, for starters, it's not a terrible movie.
It's not.
It's like one of those. It is a serviceable movie,
Oh,
as we like to say.
It is. I think it's honestly a C plus, maybe a B minus movie.
Right. Yeah, I would give it that. It's definitely a movie where you clearly see the inspirations from a bunch of different movies, and they took the surface of every one of those things and they just kind of threw it together.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a Terminator. There's a little bit of maybe a little bit of Black Hawk Down. A bunch of little movies here and there.
It was like Training Day meets Terminator meets like Frankenstein meets like a bunch of different sci-fi tropes that you could think of all just put into one. But for me, I like just based off of just sci-fi things I've always enjoyed. So
yeah,
just going off of that, I just really like the action of this.
Mm-hmm.
And to start off, the story kind of began to deal with this whole like paradoxical thing where like the Anthony Mackie's character he's an android, but he's supposed to take orders from somebody, but then like in order to do so, he begins to like play around with those orders, play around with those the wordings of things, and then that's how he gets by.
Mm-hmm. You see AI in a robot.
Yeah, kind of like how to like they're learning themselves, that kind of thing, and going based off of that, I kind of like got into a little bit more.
Yeah,
and those are the parts I really enjoyed.
No, I totally agree. It looks like a very nice movie. You know, it's a movie that I could watch without paying attention and like, oh, that's a fun action scene here and there. It looks clean and smooth. You know, Anthony Mackie and the other supporting actor, he does okay. They both do a serviceable job. The robots look really cool here. The soldier, the Gumps, that's supposed to be this artificial robot. Just robots. They fight in the war.
You get why they're called Gumps, right?
No.
What? Like Forrest Gumps?
Oh, because there's that's so much. Is that what it's called, Gumps? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting, I guess.
Well, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like grunts is called like the army soldiers. So I thought,
yeah.
So it's a little bit of play on both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks nice. Anthony Mackie did a good serviceable job. Damson Idris Harp did a good okay job in this.
Right, and this kind of felt like we know that Anthony Mackie is stepping into the role of Captain America.
Oh yes.
This kind of felt like a different approach for that, almost like another super soldier thing for him to do. It
made me anything more excited for the Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney series coming out.
Did.
I'm like, oh man, I really want to watch it. That's the whole time watching this movie, I was thinking about that. Like, oh, I really want to watch that show.
So
is anything else good?
I enjoyed the casting of this. I think that if they casted somebody else, it could have been not that it could have been better or anything per se, but it could have been a different movie. I think Anthony Mackie, like you said, he did a good job with what he was given and what who he is. I think but this role definitely felt like it was more Anthony Mackie than this android.
Oh, for sure.
Soldier that we were supposed to get. And not to say I enjoy Anthony Mackie. I'm a fan, so like I enjoyed it.
No, he's definitely a good actor. There's no doubt about that. But like maybe jumping off, like I wish he had more to do in this movie.
Right.
Because like he's an android or like a robot or like a cyborg acting like he's more human than his partner almost. He's showing more sympathy, empathy. But you don't see that as much,
Right. And that actually, I enjoyed little bits of that tidbit, that whole, like opposite thing going on there, where the soldier is kind of, he's the soldier, he's the robot, and looking into our society today, that's what kind of like soldiers are kind of seen as. That you go into there, your mindset has changed and through basic training, and you're there to kind of like follow orders and follow this hierarchy. Whereas Anthony Mackie's character, like you said, he kind of just acts on his own volition and does his own things, and he learns as he goes. Whereas that soldier, he's all by the books, kind of like doing that.
Like Leo's like a line here is like, war is ugly. Sometimes you have to get dirty before you see any change, which is like, oh, that's interesting, I guess. Yeah. But
so cheesy and cliche, but yes.
this okay. So let's get down at it. I have an issue with this movie because, like, okay, first off, you see Harp. He makes a mistake. He sacrifices. He's a drone pilot, and he sacrifices 2 soldiers to save 38. So they send him off to war, like to the battlegrounds, away from America, away from his fiance, so he could experience war. And his job was to be under Anthony Mackie, right? To be basically in charge of Anthony Mackie, what we find out, or be partners or whatever. But like,
just to be an eye for him, or like kind of like help him out. That's what we're given.
Yeah, that's what we're told. But like in reality, it's like, oh no, like basically, what do you call it? Harp is like his. Like
he's just a scapegoat for him.
Yeah, he is. That's what Anthony Mackie is. But like he's like Harp. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting so frustrated just thinking about it. Harp is supposed to be like this babysitter to make sure Leo doesn't do anything wrong or bad and everything. But Leo takes advantage of that by telling him, no, I'm your commander. Like you're below me. But in reality, like, oh no, like Leo he could only do certain things because of Harp. That's in his program.
Right.
My whole thinking is, why would you send someone? Like, I know that Leo like asked to get Harp under his command in the same unit as him, so like Leo can take advantage and become free. But like, why would anyone in the government be okay with that?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
but
like Harp clearly doesn't listen to commands, but like, oh, you know what? This robot that has like this sentient robot that's super strong that could do all these things. He wants this like defunctional. He wants this like subordinate person. Why not send him? Like, what? That makes no sense.
Maybe, I mean, I'm just playing under the assumption that nobody knows that this guy's crazy, this robot's crazy until this point. Like, so like
but like, why is like no one else watching him? Why doesn't he have a unit? Why doesn't he have like, like he's literally like, we literally see him in the room by himself listening to
I see.
Yeah, he's literally by himself. He has like no cover. He has like no one like watching. Only the general knows that he's a cyborg. I don't know what you call him, a robot. He's this AI thing. But
and
like,
even in general doesn't even do anything.
Exactly.
He's just like,
he just lets him be. I'm like, no. First of all, like, if you had something this advanced, you would keep it under constant watch. Like, yeah, like it makes no sense. Like, why would Leo allow him to do that? And like, oh wait, what's the other thing I was so frustrated about this movie? Oh, like why? Like in the end, we find out that Leo's plan the whole time was to get, like the whole thing is like, oh, there's a nuclear bomb. He wants to get the key codes so he can like bomb America.
He wants to, pretty much he ends up being the terrorist.
Yeah, he ends up being like, that's the twist. First of all, that's a dumb twist. I know. Like, when I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this a twist? Is this gonna be a twist? And when like reveals that he's a twist, like, why does Leo let Harp live? It completely goes against the philosophy. It's like Leo's like, you know what? Like it doesn't matter how many people we sacrifice. Like it does. Like it matters more. Like in all instances, Leo should have just killed Harp right there.
That's true. You're right.
It makes no sense to keep Harp alive. Oh, you could have said like he left him to die in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, no. Like literally, Harp could have killed him, and his plan would have succeeded. And even Leo's reason behind him causing nuclear annihilation into America is so dumb, Dave. What's his reasoning? Why did he want to like send nukes to America?
What was it? Just because like the U.S. is making all these unnecessary wars and starting conflicts and things like that, and he just wants to get rid of the problem from where it started.
Exactly. And like another thing, like right towards the end of his like last words, he's like, oh, I want them to stop making robots like me, because if they continue to make robots like me, then the war will continue on forever, which is stupid. It's just
Right.
like, really, you want to kill millions just to give a reason to stop? I'm like, you could have done something a lot less drastic than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even to go along with that though, like I briefly mentioned this before we started, but the whole part where Hart ends up not dying at the end, where
Yeah.
he decides to, what is it? He gives off that line, "Oh, people can do better,"
Oh yeah, which is
which
dumb.
is
It's such a
at that point I thought, oh, this guy's gonna sacrifice himself, and
yeah. I'm like, where's his arc? What's Harp's arc? He doesn't have an
yeah,
arc.
and then the next scene you see him running and he's out of there and he's walking in the sunset. He's ready to go back
No,
home, and I'm just like, what?
David, you missed the most important part. He runs away from a drone attack in 30 seconds, and he somehow
Oh,
survives, which
true.
is impossible. For I know, like that's no way. And like,
And on top of that, they're destroying a nuclear facility.
and there's no
And
ramification, nothing.
nothing.
Like you
If
could,
they destroy the control room, then they won't destroy the bombs.
no, they
Like,
clearly destroying the bombs. The hatchet was open. It was about to come
like the
out.
thing was going down that whole.
Exactly. It was oh man, I was so disappointed by this. Like the first 30, 45, the first half of this movie, I'm like, oh, like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is a really interesting setting. You seeing like how savage war can be. You see how everything is kind of messed up, but then you see this dumb twist of like, wait, Anthony Mackie's the bad guy. Oh no, it's another Terminator-esque of robots gone rogue. And it's just so dumb.
All right, and on top of that, when it comes to like this kind of stuff, I wish there was a little bit more action to this.
Oh,
I
sure.
wish there was for something that's supposed to be about this superhuman like android who's supposed to be like a killer bot.
Mm-hmm.
Very minimal, in my opinion, what we got to see.
Oh yeah.
Like this, what he did was cool. What we were able to see
Yeah.
was cool. But like,
There was only one
I
time.
want,
Yeah.
I want more. You
Like
know,
more
like
hand to hand combat. I'm like, I thought he was gonna have like like auto aim. Like he able to shoot people down like in an immense way. But
right.
half the time, if you edit some parts out, you won't know that he's a robot. There's no parts of him that makes him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he runs like
That's-
a Terminator. But other than that,
and that
there's
was the
no-
whole thing. I felt like that was the whole thing with this movie. It's like you forget at points where maybe that was their point. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. But then, like, you forget at points that Anthony Mackie is this android.
exactly.
Like,
It's such a waste.
yeah. This definitely could have been much better.
Yeah.
But again,
It's not a bad movie, but it's easily one of those movies from Netflix files that's gonna be forgettable.
right? Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
But
Should we?
now, if we had to give it a
Oh,
rating,
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah, you want to explain to our audience of our new rating system?
oh, the thumbs up and thumbs downs.
Yeah.
Yes. So pretty much just based off of Richard and our own thumbs.
Yeah, it's based on our
just-
very
so
Sorry.
total of 4 thumbs for for this rating system. So pretty much, I mean, that's just how it is. how we're rating it based off of like how we thumbs up, our own thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh man, I think you frozen my side. What's up?
Oh no, I was just explaining
Okay.
the thumbs up, thumbs down rating system of ours.
Perfect.
There's not really much to it except that it's just our own thumbs.
Exactly. What would you give this, David?
For this, I'll give it one thumbs up.
Oh, really?
I enjoyed it enough to watch all the way through,
Uh-huh.
and I'll give it that.
I give it 1 thumbs down, like a big thumbs down, not 2, but 1. Our first thumbs down. I think
Okay.
the last act, it just jumped the shark. It's so stupid. Why would you send one guy to stop a nuclear annihilation? Like, I understand, yeah, it's the middle of enemy territory, but like literally no sense. Like send the Marines, send any backup. Like, why would you trust Harp of all people to go? And like that makes no sense.
I totally agree. It's just all sorts of like questionable things.
Yeah,
in that
bad
movie.
writing. Bad writing. Thumbs down for me.
So what is that? We just even out to no thumbs.
I don't know.
Oh, so that's no thumbs for you and just one for me.
No, just thumbs
Or
down for you, one
oh,
thumbs. I have my own
oh,
rating, so I guess in our rating page we have one thumbs up, one thumbs down. I don't know how
yeah.
we're gonna show it like that, but
We're
we
gonna
will.
confuse the people.
Exactly, that's the best way. Just like the
They
way,
don't know.
just for like the way this movie confused us, we're gonna confuse everyone else now.
Right. So if you enjoy Richard's take on movies, then you'll probably listen to his rating. If you enjoy my take on movies,
Perfect.
then you'll take mine.
If you're a true nihilist, you know where I'm coming from. You know, a true hater, a true Grinch. All right, David, I want to stop thinking about this movie. Let's hear your pitch, man.
My pitch. All right. So again, I think much of the story is where I'm trying to change it up. Casting wise, I'm not too mad with the casting, but like I said, if there was somebody else at the lead, it could be like a very different movie.
Oh yeah.
So
Who are you thinking?
I mean, like I've played around with some ideas, and I think to get very different characters, Anthony Mackie I would keep as one.
Okay.
He did serviceable, so like maybe. Next two guys I thought of were Simu Liu, actually.
Oh, Simu would be great. Okay.
Yeah, with his whole new like Shang-Chi thing going on, like this might be, I thought it'd be like an interesting take for him to do like some type of combat thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one I was thinking of, I thought he'd be a very good android type of character, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Keanu Reeves. Yes, he'd be amazing. Wait, who's your choice then? You picked three. You picked two pretty good choices.
You know what? Let's go different. I think Keanu's had enough cool roles.
Yeah.
Let's go Simu Liu.
Okay, I was gonna say
I'll go Simu Liu.
you're gonna give an African American guy a white man shot. You give a white man African. That's pretty bad, dude. But all right.
I mean, he's an android.
Oh, all right. So Simu Liu. All right. That's good. I mean, so for audience members who may not know him, he's in Convenience, and a new season came out this month.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched it.
Actually, it's supposed to be. I think it's the final season or
Oh,
something.
really? That's good. It's
Yeah.
coming on its last leg. So
Yes, and also for those keeping up with Marvel news, he's also the new Shang-Chi.
I'm so excited for
Coming
that.
up.
2021
exciting.
or 2022?
2021, I believe.
Oh, okay, perfect. Maybe in the fall. I didn't see it on the list. But all right. Awesome. All right. So Simu Lee is your main lead. He's Leo.
He is Leo. He is going to be Captain Leo. Everybody else, like I said, I think it was not too bad. I think I can keep them. I don't want to change too much of it.
Okay.
So I'll go with them for now. I did have an idea for. Remember the resistance leader?
Oh, Sophia.
Sophia. So I was thinking for her, somebody a little bit older.
Yeah. I didn't believe that she was a resistance leader. That was.
Yeah, she seemed a little bit too young for my take on that whole thing, and like didn't seem to fit that type of like role, or like just from looks wise.
Of course, yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking somebody more along the lines of what's his name? What was this? Dr. Selvig from like Thor.
Yeah,
Somebody along those lines.
like old mentorish type of person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So somebody along those lines. I couldn't pinpoint one person who I thought would be very, very good. But I think guys like Stellan Skarsgård.
That's who he is.
Guys like Stellan Skarsgård could easily, I think they would do a good job with that. But those kind of would be like the two most important roles, in my opinion.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So to get into it, now my story is going to revolve around hearts, though. But we're going to start off with it's kind of more of a dream sequence where he's on a combat mission and he kind of does the same thing. Maybe not to the same extent of what happened in that intro, but he does something where he defies a commanding order and he's forced to be reassigned.
Okay.
But in this case, he's being reassigned along with 2 other soldiers. It's not just him.
All right, that's better than.
So becomes more of a team.
Oh.
And one other person is going to be like a engineer type of role. He's that drone pilot, and then another person is going to be like, I guess, more combat oriented or kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And so they all, in this first take, they all end up reporting to Captain Leo, who then kind of just quickly briefs them on a mission that they're just going to be going into. And this first mission is still kind of similar to the first movie, where the mission is to transport medicine to a refugee outpost. But for them, it's just going to be this small team rather than the entire army, like in the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going on this mission. Along the way, they're learning a little bit more about the lay of the ground, the area, the warring countries, and a little bit. You learn more about the background of what's going on, and this is where we're gonna start kicking off the action. Of course, they get ambushed, and this is right off the bat where I kind of want to start. Right off the bat, just start showing Simu just into action, like kicking butt and
being full cyborg, full robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
like, what is he doing? You have any like action sequence in mind?
I mean, I want him to be doing like, think Captain America, but much more deadly.
Oh, that'd be great. Maybe like he tears a whole wall down and chucks it at someone.
Pretty much, he's like jumping from one balcony to the next.
Okay,
like choke slamming people, that whole thing.
That'd be pretty great.
The whole idea of deadly, like dead shot. He's like a dead shot. Like he'll hit you with one shot. He only needs that.
Oh, okay. That sounds much more interesting than what Anthony Mackie's done in this movie.
So he's like a true, almost Terminator-esque.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also the first time where the rest of those soldiers are witnessing this guy in action. And again, I want to keep the same idea that nobody knows about this android except for like those higher ups. And this is where they finally learn that, oh, this is where all the tax-paying money is going to in the U.S. Army. And so then they're introduced to Captain Leo, the android, and he talks to them, lets them know all that. They complete this mission by delivering that medicine to that refugee outpost, and they meet the resistance leader.
Mm-hmm.
And from here, you begin to learn also about the other warring country, and you learn the true mission about the nuclear codes and the nuclear warfare that's going on.
All right.
So after this mission, the team returns back to their base, and where they're briefed a little bit more on this. I guess I can't call them the other resistance country.
Yeah.
I guess. He's being briefed on that and how this guy is looking after those launch codes, and that's what he's after, and that their mission is to stop this guy from getting those. So along those lines, they go off. They're outside the wire. They're out of the base now.
Mm-hmm.
And first place that they end up going to is a small town where they're introduced to a small rebel force. Sounds like Star Wars, but they're introduced to a small rebel force, but they're hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry.
I'm just listening.
Sorry, my internet was like going in and out for a second.
Oh no, it's all good. So I know I heard you. So they're in this rebel town.
So they're in the rebel town where they're introduced, or not introduced, but they meet these rebel forces. And what is it? Sorry, my notes are all over the place.
No, it's all good, man.
Okay, so yes, and they're holding that town hostage, and so they need to go and solve that problem in order to get more information on where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
So cue another action sequence, blah blah blah,
All right.
all that, and after that they learn more about the location of this other rebel force, and they're continuing on with this mission, and by the end of it, what how so I can't give you the full details in the middle part because a lot of it has to do with action parts that I want to happen. But by the story part of it, at the end of it, what I had envisioned was that they get to the end of it and they're able to stop that rebel leader from getting those codes
Okay.
and launching those codes. And this part is kind of this starts kind of a like a kind of an explosion of ending
Ah, okay.
where Captain Leo ends up killing the guy with the codes, but then ultimately we learn Leo has those same desires.
Oh,
That same
he's still the twist villain.
he's still the twist villain, but here there's another added twist on that. That he has a creator.
Oh, okay. All
And the
right.
creator is actually the resistance leader.
Oh, okay. So
So
the old man resistance is. So he
right.
worked for
So
the U.S. to create it.
not so much. Not so much. It's
Okay.
more like he's kind of like he was part of the team. He helped out with it. He was like the main guy who was able to find all these invented ways to create this robot, and he's the one who he was working in a company that helped the US develop it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's that doctor, and also he ends up being that resistance leader, and so that so in a sense you can see that guy as more of like he's the Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh, I see. I see
And
what you're talking
Captain
about now.
Leo, yeah, and Captain Leo is that monster. Um, so and for this whole take, it was not the mission of getting the codes and stopping the codes from launching was more so a mission, a training day mission for Leo
Mm-hmm.
to see if that he's ready to go out and do this, actually complete his mission on his own. And so by the end of it, he is. He's able to manipulate the subordinates, the soldiers. He's able to manipulate the government and all the commanding officers around him. And he by the end of it, he retrieves the code as he's supposed to. And so it comes down to that conflict, and then with the kind of add on to the layers of that, I wanted the resistance leader to have kind of like a more super androids, kind of like in the waiting,
Oh, so
because like
there's other androids.
right,
Okay.
right. So like this Simulu Captain Leo was that first one to
Okay.
test out to see if he was really if the other ones were ready to go.
So he's like Mark One, the prototype.
Right, right. And by this end, I kind of one ending I was like, all right, maybe I should keep it open ended for sequel purposes. But my true ending was that keep it in movie fashion. I kept it so that the team was able to destroy him and happy ending, all that stuff.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So Simulu is a good. He stays as a good guy in the end.
No. Simulu is he's bad. He's
Okay.
bad.
All right. I see. I see.
He's the Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's the monster. And he's the monster. That resistance leader is Dr. Frankenstein. So instead of this becoming more of a training day type of movie, this is more of a destroy the monster type of movie, like a Dr. Frankenstein type of movie.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add to the pitch?
I think that was mainly it.
My only
Yep.
my only
That's
thing
it.
is I was hoping you wouldn't do the twist of Simu Lee being the bad guy. So I thought like okay, like having bad guy androids would be much cooler. Like someone like Simu Lee, someone like Leo. But I don't hate it. How do you feel about instead of a movie making this into like a Netflix show, like a 6 episode show, 6 or 12 episodes?
I mean, that could work. That's fine.
I feel like then the twist would be more heart wrenching.
That would, yeah, drag it out a little bit more.
It's
That
like
would work.
it's like
But I feel like I was thinking about keeping him as good. Then I feel like we're going into iRobot territory.
all right. Oh, I see.
That was my idea on that.
All right. Do you want to hear my?
What is it?
I'm sorry, Dave, but I'm gonna have to give you the red light.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I want to, but you know what? It's better. I'll give you a thumbs up, but I don't know if it's like, I feel like you could do better, but like, it could have been a better movie. I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe you stuck too close to the original script.
Maybe.
Yeah. But like, other than that, I love the main cast, and I love that Simu Lee is the main actor. But other than that, I think it's great. But I'm sorry,
Thank you.
David.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looks like we are running out of time. But everybody, you guys know where to find us on our Instagram and Facebook, drp.repitch. And you could always shoot us an email over at, drpitchit@gmail.com.
Yeah, and please, write us something, send us something. We really want to have like a section in our episodes where we just read what you guys have to say, maybe review or like or agree with you guys. Maybe you guys have a better pitch in mind. So definitely do message us. But yeah, please follow us, berate us, but please do share us. Stay tuned because next week, David, we have a special episode because this Friday it's our 50th episode. Congratulations, David! Yay! Golf
50.
Golf clap. Golf clap to the mic. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. We got a special episode. Like one thing that was really funny. Stupid title. The movie's called Over the Wire because they're going over into enemy territory. Stupid. But they also
Outside the Wire.
Yeah, whatever it's called, David. Whatever. But it's also, what do you call it? One thing interesting is they call it running into Gauntlet, and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. It was like they're always in battle or something. I'm like, and that's what our 50th episode. We have something excited for you guys, so definitely tune in.
All right. Actually, so do you have a
quote? Yo,
yeah,
we're supposed to give shout out to someone.
Oh yes. As always, always a good big shout out to our friend Joe Yu, who gives us our intro and outro music for our podcast. You could check him out on SoundCloud at his name is Panda Mix, Panda Mics. That's how you spell it, one word.
Mm-hmm.
So give him a listen.
Yeah, and the end quote. How we're gonna end our episodes. Whoa. It's our job to stay alive long enough to get our intel and focus on the bigger picture. There's not a lot of good quotes in this movie, man. That's the best one I could find you.
It'll do.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
See you.